On September 2nd, 1666, the Great Fire of London breaks out in the house of King Charles II's baker on Pudding Lane near London Bridge. The blaze burned for 5 days and destroyed 80% of the city, but miraculously killed only 16 people. A monument to commemorate the fire and celebrate the rebuilding of the city was built by famed architect Christopher Wren and renowned physicist Robert Hooke. It is located 202 feet from where the fire began and stands 202 feet tall. The monument was completed in 1677. Mrs. Lewis and I were able to see it on our first visit to London in 2022. We also visited Coleman Street in London's modern financial district to see the site of a lesser-known structure, the parish church of St. Stephen, which was destroyed by the Great Fire. It was there that my 9th great-grandparents, Robert Seeley and Mary Mason, were married in 1626, 40 years before the fire. They and their young son Nathaniel emigrated to the Massachusetts Bay Colony in North America as part of the Great Puritan Migration in 1630. They were among the group that established Watertown, near Boston. They later helped found both Wethersfield and New Haven in what is now Connecticut. St. Stephen's was rebuilt on Coleman Street after the Great Fire, but was again destroyed nearly 300 years later during the Blitz, as German planes bombed England for 8 months in the early part of World War II. Much of central London was leveled in the Blitz, including many of the structures that had been rebuilt after the Great Fire. One of those was St. Dunstan in the east, a church designed by Christopher Wren after the Great Fire. St. Dunstan's, however, was never rebuilt, and its ruins are today a stunning public park. Mrs. Lewis and I visited St. Dunstan's during that same 2022 trip. It stands as a powerful memorial to both the 1666 fire and the 1940 Blitz. Here are other events that happened today in history. In 31 BC, Octavian defeats Mark Antony and Egypt's Queen Cleopatra at the Battle of Actium. In 1789, Washington establishes the U.S. Treasury Department with Hamilton as its first secretary. In 1885, coal miners in Rock Springs, Wyoming brutally attacked their Chinese co-workers, killing 28. In 1944, bomber pilot and future U.S. President George H.W. Bush is shot down by the Japanese. In 1945, Japan formally surrenders to the Allies, bringing World War II to an official end. Also in 1945, Vietnamese communist Ho Chi Minh declares his country's independence from France. In 2013, Diana Nyad becomes the first person to swim from Cuba to Florida without a shark cage. And now it's time for our Today in History quiz. Where was the treaty signed that officially ended the American Revolutionary War? Paris, France, Ghent, Belgium, Utrecht, Netherlands, or London, England? Think you know the answer? Drop your guesses in the comments below. Find out if you're right next time on Today in History. You made it through Today in History. Nice work. Now treat yourself. Click the video on the right for what happened yesterday in history. Still can't get enough? The link on the left's got the whole playlist buffet. Want to make history a daily habit? Click my face in the middle to subscribe.